Welcome back to our channel. Imagine waking up to a world where your doctor is an algorithm, your teacher is an AI tutor who knows your every strength and struggle, and your daily assistant can plan your entire week before you even finish breakfast.
That's the kind of picture people paint, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when they talk about artificial general intelligence, AGI.
Exactly. And today on our deep dive, that's what we're exploring, AGI and, where things stand, particularly now in 2025.
Right. We've looked at a lot of expert analysis, research papers, industry reports, trying to get a clear view.
Yeah, to figure out what AGI really is, how close we might actually be. And I think this is super interesting, how the AI we have right now is already changing things day to day.
So the mission today is basically to get past the buzzwords.
Pretty much. Let's try to nail down the core ideas of AGI, separate the hype from reality, and see how today's AI gives us a sneak peek of a possible AGI future.
Okay, sounds good. So let's start with the basics. What is artificial general intelligence? Why should folks listening in 2025 care about it?
Right. So AGI. Think broad human-level intelligence. Not just being good at chess or spotting cats in photos.
It's about the ability to understand, learn, and then apply that knowledge to, well, pretty much any kind of problem. Yeah. Like a person does.
Exactly. I saw one definition that framed it as AI matching or even surpassing what humans can do in most economically valuable thinking tasks.
That really captures the ambition, doesn't it? True versatility.
Yeah, and it helps to compare it to what we actually have now, which is narrow AI.
Right. And narrow AI is amazing, don't get me wrong, superhuman at specific stuff.
Like analyzing medical scans or recommending the perfect song.
Precisely. But that cancer detecting AI, it can't compose music. The song recommender can't, drive a car. They're stuck in their lanes.
Totally separate tools trained for just one job. But AGI, the idea is it would be flexible, like us. We learn a language, fix a sync, talk philosophy.
All on the same day, yeah. AGI aims for that adaptability.
So imagine an AI assistant, right? It could chat casually, then solve a physics problem, then plan your dinner.
That ability to switch gears, to learn universally, that's the human thing it's trying to capture.
And this is super important. We need to be clear. This kind of AGI doesn't exist yet. Not
even close, really. It's a long-term goal for researchers, sometimes called strong AI or general AI.
And getting there would be huge, like internet level huge, or electricity.
Absolutely. Everything we have now in 2025, even the really fancy stuff making headlines, it's all still narrow AI.
Take ChatGPT or GPT-4, those kinds of models. They're incredible with language, right?
Yeah, generating text, having conversations.
Yeah.
It feels very advanced.
But deep down, their expertise is language. They can't suddenly decide to, engineer a bridge or run a lab experiment unless someone specifically builds and trains them for that.
A true AGI would have that built in, versatility.
Yeah.
That ability to learn totally new things on the fly, figure out novel situations, maybe even show common sense.
Which current systems lack, fundamentally.
Right. And knowing this difference matters for everyone listening. It helps you understand the AI news.
Yeah, you see some amazing AI feat, remember it's specialized. You hear about AGI's potential, remember it's still a massive research challenge. Keeps things in perspective.
Exactly. So, okay, we know what it is, the billion-dollar question. How close are we?
Ah, yes, the timeline debate. This is why things get really interesting and honestly pretty messy. You hear everything.
Absolutely. No one knows for sure. Anyone who says they do is, well, probably overconfident. But the recent progress has definitely stirred the pot.
For sure. On the optimistic side, you've got some big names hinting it's not that far off.
Like Sam Altman from OpenAI back in 2023, suggesting maybe just a few thousand days. That puts it squarely in this decade.
Yeah, and folks at DeepMind, now Google DeepMind, talking about maybe 2030, 2033 for human-level AI.
Demis Hassabis, yeah. And Shane Lang, another DeepMind co-founder, once put 50-50 odds on AGI by 2028.
Wow. So there's definitely a feeling in some quarters that things are speeding up dramatically.
Understandable, given what we're seeing with large models. But you have to balance that with, the more cautious view.
Right, the folks who've been in the trenches for decades.
Surveys of AI researchers often point further out. Like a 2022 survey had a median guess around 2040 or 2050 for high-level machine intelligence.
Still, even those estimates seem to be shifting earlier lately, right?
They are, yeah. AI forecasters looking at probabilities put 50%, maybe around 2059, but again, trending sooner. So the general vibe in academia seems to be maybe mid-century is plausible, but absolutely not guaranteed.
Okay, so that's the optimistic and the sort of mid-range. Then there are the real skeptics.
Definitely. People who think AGI is much, much further off, maybe centuries.
Like Rodney Brooks, a
Mhm.
robotics pioneer. He talks about the sheer complexity of our own intelligence.
Yeah, and Gary Marcus is another prominent voice here. Very skeptical. He puts the chances of AGI by 2050 at less than 10%.
Why so low?
He argues current methods like deep learning are missing something fundamental about real intelligence.
Got it. And we should probably mention that tiny, controversial idea that maybe something like GPT-4 is already a form of AGI.
Yeah, some people argue that, but it's really not the mainstream view in the research community. Most see it as incredibly advanced narrow AI.
Okay, so here we are in 2025. We've got this mix, excitement, some big names shortening their timelines. Jeffrey Hinton now saying maybe 5 to 20 years.
Right. But also, a lot of emphasis on the huge hurdles still remaining.
Yeah.
Problems that could take decades or longer to solve.
So the bottom line is no consensus.
None at all. It's kind of like fusion power, Progress isn't always predictable. There can be breakthroughs, then long plateaus.
So the AGI conversation right now is as much about managing expectations and risks as it is about predicting a date.
Precisely. And for listeners, understanding this range of possibilities is important. It helps frame how fast things might change in your job, your life.
Depending on whether the optimists or the skeptics are closer to the mark.
Exactly. Which brings us nicely to the present. Because while AGI is this future goal, AI today, narrow AI, is already making a massive difference.
Absolutely. And these current innovations, they're like breadcrumbs, maybe, leading towards that bigger goal, or at least showing us glimpses of what an AI-driven future looks like.
Well said. So let's dive into that. We picked out, 5 key AI innovations really shaking things up in 2025.
Yeah, our top 5 AI innovations for 2025, looking at how they're hitting daily life, healthcare, education.
Okay, let's start with number 1. This one's hard to miss.
Yeah.
Generative AI turning content and creativity upside down.
Oh, completely. Generative AI, for anyone still new to it, it's AI that creates new stuff. Text, images, music, video.
And the quality is getting scary good. Yeah. Often hard to tell from something a human made.
Tools like GPT-4, DALL-E, Midjourney, ChatGPT, they brought this power to millions. Suddenly, AI could draft articles, write code, brainstorm ideas.
And it felt surprisingly human-like.
But what's really shifting in 2025 is it's not just demos anymore. It's being baked into real work.
Right. Product design, for instance. Designers describe an idea, AI spits out visual prototypes, saves tons of time.
Entertainment, too. Using AI for visual effects, even helping with scripts, though always with humans in the loop, obviously.
And businesses are using it heavily for marketing, personalized ads, stuff like that at a huge scale.
It's not just creative fields either. Think healthcare, chemistry.
Like DeepMind's AlphaFold.
Yeah.
Using generative AI to predict protein structures.
Which is massive for drug discovery, right? Understanding those shapes helps find new medicines way faster.
Exactly. So generative AI is becoming this creative collaborator. It does the first draft, the heavy lifting sometimes.
Letting humans focus on refining, guiding the higher level stuff.
And companies are jumping on board like crazy. We saw a stat that business adoption went from 55% to 75% in just 1 year.
Wow, that's fast.
It really is. Now, there are big questions, of course. Originality, misuse.
Sure, important debates.
But the impact on efficiency, on creativity, it seems pretty undeniable right now.
Okay, moving to number 2. Personalized medicine and AI in healthcare. This feels huge for individuals.
It really does. Healthcare shifting, becoming more personalized, more predictive, and AI is the engine driving that.
How so?
Well, AI can analyze massive amounts of your specific health data, genetics, medical records, data from your watch.
And do what with it? Predict risks, suggest treatments.
Both. It can flag potential health risks early on and help figure out the best treatment for you.
Like, based on my genes, this drug might work better than that one.
Exactly. Or maybe this drug would have bad side effects for you. And diagnostics are being transformed too.
Reading scans, x-rays, MRIs.
Yeah. AI algorithms are getting incredibly good at spotting things in medical images, sometimes things doctors might miss, subtle patterns.
We saw an example about stroke diagnosis, AI being twice as accurate.
Right. And figuring out the timing of the stroke, which is critical for treatment. Or spotting fractures on x-rays super fast in the ER.
Getting people treated quicker.
And the potential for early detection. It's mind-blowing. AI models detecting signs of over 1,000 diseases, sometimes before symptoms even show up.
Wow. It's not just diagnosis, though, is it?
No. AI chatbots and virtual assistants are helping with patient triage, answering basic questions.
Making healthcare more accessible.
Potentially, yeah. And inside hospitals, AI is monitoring patients, managing workflows, even assisting in robotic surgery.
And drug discovery beyond AlphaFold.
Oh, yeah. AI is screening potential drug molecules at incredible speeds.
So the big picture is healthcare becoming more proactive, more tailored.
Exactly. Faster diagnoses, treatments fine-tuned to the individual, automation freeing up doctors and nurses for direct patient care.
Lots of potential, though obviously data privacy, regulations, those are big hurdles.
Huge considerations. But the potential upside for health outcomes is just massive.
Okay. Number 3 on our list, intelligent tutoring systems in education. This one hits close to home for parents.
Definitely. AI tutors, personalized learning platforms, they promise a real shift.
What's the core idea? A personal tutor for every kid?
Pretty much. An AI that gives one-on-one attention, understands the student's questions, explains things clearly, and adjusts the difficulty based on how they're doing.
Like a patient always available tutor.
Exactly, 24/7. And teachers using these systems, they seem pretty positive.
Calling them game changers, right? Because kids get more practice, immediate feedback.
Without adding tons of grading for the teacher, imagine AI giving instant feedback on an essay, draft grammar, clarity, argument strength.
Or in math, if a student's stuck, the AI gives a hint or a simpler problem first.
Right, pinpointing the exact issue. It's incredibly valuable for learning, and great for language learning too, practicing conversation without feeling judged.
And the 24/7 access helps bridge gaps, right? Kids who can't get help otherwise.
Huge potential there. Plus, teachers can offload some routine stuff, grading quizzes, creating drills, freeing them up for mentoring, creative teaching.
We're even seeing experiments with AI-led classes for certain things.
Yeah, where the AI tutor guides activities and adapts in real time. Humans are still crucial, of course.
For critical thinking, social skills, guidance.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But AI is becoming this powerful tool for personalizing learning at scale.
And the early results look promising. More practice, better mastery.
Seems so. Though educators are rightly cautious about trustworthiness, bias in the AI.
Important checks needed.
For sure. But the promise of making learning more engaging, more tailored, it's really exciting. Getting closer to that idea of every child having a tutor who truly knows their strengths and weaknesses.
Okay, innovation number 4. AI assistants and agents becoming mainstream in daily life.
Right. This is where AI is really weaving itself into the fabric of our routines, work, and home.
We're past the simple voice commands of early Siri or Alexa.
Way past. These new agents, sometimes called AI co-pilots, are much smarter, more conversational, thanks to those big language models.
And they're everywhere now. Office software, browsers, operating systems.
Pretty much integrated. At work, they could draft emails, summarize reports into bullet points, organize your to-do list.
Turn a voice memo into a project plan. Transcribe meetings and pull out action items.
All that stuff. The goal is boosting productivity, cutting down on repetitive admin tasks.
We saw that stat about Fortune 500 companies. Nearly 70% have employees using these co-pilots.
Yeah, adoption is really taking off in the corporate world.
And at home, they're becoming more like companions.
A bit, yeah. Integrated into phones, smart speakers, cars.
Yeah.
Enabling more natural interaction.
So you can have a real conversation to plan a barbecue, get a shopping list automatically.
Exactly. Or coordinate schedules across devices, control smart home stuff with vaguer commands like make it cozy.
People are even using AI life coaches or therapeutic chatbots.
Some are, yeah, exploring personal development uses.
So it's less about just commands, more about being integrated, proactive.
That's the shift. AI helping you cook by reading recipes, offering suggestions based on your calendar, maybe checking if you left the garage door open.
All powered by LLMs connecting to different services, presumably with permission.
Absolutely. Privacy and security are huge here. But the impact is undeniable. Making life more convenient, saving time, helping us remember things, finding info fast.
And it's popping up in customer service, government services too.
Yeah, making those interactions potentially smoother. That futuristic AI butler idea, it's feeling a bit closer.
Okay, finally, number 5. AI-powered robotics transforming industries and maybe even some daily tasks.
Right. Robots are getting much smarter thanks to AI. They can actually see and decide now.
Not just pre-programmed movements.
Exactly. A big trend is collaborative robots, or cobots, working safely alongside people.
Where are we seeing this most? Manufacturing.
Definitely. AI gives robots flexibility. They can spot defects using vision, adjust actions if something's out of place. They're not just repeating mindless motions.
Handling more variability, learning.
And logistics, warehousing. Think Amazon's robot swarms moving goods managed by AI. Super efficient.
And self-driving vehicles, of course. That's robotics meets AI.
Big time. In 2025, we've got active pilot programs for autonomous cars, trucks, Waymo's robotaxis in some cities.
Plus, delivery robots and drones doing food and package drop-offs.
Pilot programs are expanding, yeah. The AI handles the real-time perception, the decision-making in busy streets.
It's not everywhere yet, but the tech works in many places now.
It does, and deployment is growing. Then there's the really cutting-edge stuff. Humanoid robots.
Robots shaped like people, meant for general tasks.
That's the long-term vision. Still mostly prototypes now, but they're getting better at vision, movement, aiming for versatile helpers eventually.
But specialized AI robots are already out there.
Oh yeah, farm robots pruning crops or picking fruit, medical robots assisting surgeons carrying supplies in hospitals, smarter cleaning robots.
And using robots to fill labor gaps, like in elder care.
That's a growing area.
Yeah.
Helping with physical tasks, maybe providing some companionship, tackling those dull, dirty, dangerous jobs where there are worker shortages.
So the overall trend is robots moving out of factories into the real world.
Guided by smarter AI brains, exactly. We're seeing early benefits in transport, delivery services, making things more efficient, maybe safer.
Robots becoming a more normal part of the scenery.
Decidedly, yes.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, we've covered AGI, that big goal of human-like general intelligence, distinct from today's narrow AI.
And the huge debate around when, or even if we'll get there, timelines all over the map.
Right. But regardless of AGI's arrival date, AI is undeniably transforming things right now in 2025.
We saw it in generative AI, personalized medicine, smart tutoring, AI assistants everywhere, and increasingly capable robots.
But these aren't sci-fi anymore. They're becoming part of the landscape.
Absolutely. Which leads to a final thought for our listeners.
Yeah.
Based on all this, the AGI potential, the rapid progress now, what future possibilities or maybe challenges seem most likely or most impactful to you in the next few years?
That's a great question to ponder. Definitely gives you a lot to think about.
We hope this dive gave everyone a clearer picture of these complex, fast-moving topics.
Absolutely. And please make sure to stay connected with our channel for more explorations like this. If you found this valuable, follow us, share us, help others get up to speed on